In this video we will be going over the new Krawler combos with the Shaddoll engine after the release of Krawler Suma. I need to go over the combos first in order for you to get an idea of how the deck plays. After I've shown you most of the combos, we will go over the deck profile and every card choice individually. Keep in mind that my ratios are not perfect, but this is just to get the general feel of the deck. Without further interruption, let's go into the combos. First of all, we'll be doing the one card combo that's an old Krawler combo just with the Girsu. So we use Girsu on normal summon to send a Mind Meld from our deck. Then we get a token and give one to our opponent. From here on out we will link these two into a lib. We can do this because we have sent the Mind Meld, which is a World Legacy card. And now we can use the effect of lib to set World Legacy pawns from our deck. It doesn't matter that we cannot activate it on this turn because it's a trap card, so we'll activate it on our opponent's turn. From here on out we will banish the Mind Meld, targeting the lib, and we will summon a Deus Ex Krawler to our side of the field. On our opponent's turn we will activate the World Legacy pawns, flipping up the Krawler, and now they cannot use monster effects, so this is basically a one-sided skill drain. Next up we have a two-card combo involving Girsu and Suma. So what you would do is normal summon Girsu as usual. Using its effect you'll send the Mind Meld. Then you'll each get a token. It doesn't really matter where you put it. From here on out you will use the effect of Suma, setting back the Girsu to special summon it. Next we will use the effect of Suma, lowering its level by 4. And then we can special summon two Krawlers from our deck. Now, it doesn't really matter which Krawlers you use here, it just is important that they are different names. Also, if you have drawn or you have Krawlers in your graveyard, it doesn't matter because Suma can special summon them from anywhere. Next, we will link the two Krawlers that we summoned in order to go into the Construct link, and then we can use the effect of Construct to fusion summon with it and Girsu. Because it's a face down monster, we can use it because it's on our side of the field to go into the Winda, and then we can link the token and the Suma in order to go into lib. This is our only summon of the turn because we summoned Winda, but it's fine because we can just use lib in order to set the pawns. Now, on our opponent's turn, when we pass it over, we can use Mind Meld because it's a trap card and it's in our graveyard, targeting the lib, and then we can set Deus Ex from our deck. And then we can use World Legacy pawns in order to flip it, and then we have Winda and one-sided skill drain. Moving on to the next one. Next up is a two-card combo involving Shaddoll Wendy and Krawler Suma, and this combo varies a bit. The end board varies a bit, but the combo starts the same. So you normal summon the Wendy, you use the effect of Suma, special summoning it in order to set the Wendy, then you summon double Krawlers from your deck. Any two is fine. Depending on your hand, you should probably consider which Krawlers you are summoning, but for this instance we'll just summon any two, it doesn't really matter. So we'll go into Shaddoll Construct. Next we'll use the effect of Construct, fusing it with the Wendy to go into the El Shaddoll Construct. And then from here on out we can use the effect of El Shaddoll Construct and the effect of Wendy. So with the effect of Wendy, we're gonna be setting a Hedgehog from our deck. And with the effect of Construct we will send the Shaddoll Incarnation. Next we can use the effect of Incarnation, banishing it and Wendy. This is important, you need the Construct in the graveyard. You don't need it, but it's better to have it. Then you use the effect of a Hedgehog and we add the Shaddoll Schism to our hand. From here on out you can use the effect of Construct, discarding the Schism in order to summon it. This is fine because you will send your El Shaddoll Construct to the graveyard, so you can get back the Schism anyways. So this is just a free link 2 on the board. Now from here on out you can just go ahead and go into an Appaloosa with all of those monsters, which is 4 negates. You can probably even go with these two into a Masquerena, then go into an Appaloosa, so it's also it's 3 negates, but you know, it gets the protection. But what you could also do is go, for instance, with these two into an IP Masquerena, and then you can link them away into Avramax. Or alternatively, you can link with the Construct and one of your monsters, it doesn't matter which one. Let's say Construct and Hedgehog were linked in order to go into Masquerena, And then on your opponent's turn, you can just go into whatever you need, because you will get back the Schism anyways, because you have the construct in the graveyard. So you will set the Schism. This will be your window, because you have Dark in the graveyard and the construct as well. And then you can just decide if you want to go into either a Unicorn, Avramex, or Appaloosa on your opponent's turn. Moving on to the next one. Next combo is pretty much the same, but instead of Wendy we'll be using Squamata. So we normal summon the Squamata, special the Suma, set the Squamata. Using the effect of Suma we will summon double Crawlers. This is basically the same combo, I'm just gonna show you real quick how to do it, because I mean it's easier for me to show you than for you to guess how to do it yourself. So we go into Construct here, we use the effect of Construct. We'll fuse it and the Squamata, going into the Shaddoll construct. From here on out we will use the effect of Squamata and the effect of Construct. Squamata will send us the Wendy and Construct will send the Shaddoll incarnation. So then the Wendy will activate, and then we can set the Hedgehog. Then from here on out we'll use the effect of Incarnation, banishing it and the Wendy. Flipping up the Hedgehog, using the effect of Hedgehog, we'll get the Schism. And then we can discard the Schism going into Link Construct, and from here on out you can do whatever you like. Either Appaloosa, either IP Masquerena, it's fine either way, because you can just trigger the construct, add back the Schism, and then decide what to do from there on out. Moving on to the next one. Sorry to bother you, but if you're enjoying the video so far, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. It's literally free for you and it would mean so much to me. Thanks in advance, let's get back into the combos. Next up is Mathematician plus Suma. Now this is pretty similar but a bit different than the previous combo. So you'll normal summon the Mathematician using the effect of Mathematician. You'll be able to send the Wendy. Now keep in mind that this might not be optimal, I'm just basically guessing how you should play the deck. This is the best I could come up with. So using the effect of Wendy, you'll set the Squamata, then you can use Suma, special summoning it by setting the Mathematician, and then using the effect of Suma to summon double Crawlers from the deck. So the thing about this combo is that it's a bit scuffed, but it still works pretty much the same. So you can go into the Construct, then using the effect of Construct, you'll fuse it and the Squamata. To go into your Shaddoll construct, then you use Shaddoll effect and the Squamata effect. Because we've already used the effect of Wendy to summon, we will not be able to add the Schism with the effect of Hedgehog. So what you can do here is with one effect send the Hedgehog to the graveyard, and with the other you can just send the Schism. Now you can use the effect of Hedgehog in order to get your Beast. And then you can use the effect of Construct, discarding the Beast. And then you can use the effect of Beast to draw one card. From here on out it's pretty much the same as before, but it's a tad bit different because you're missing one monster. So what I would suggest you do in this point in time is to go into Masquerena, then use the effect of Construct in order to get your Schism back. And then you can just set the Schism and summon whatever you like, either Avramex or Appaloosa for 2 or whatever. Moving on to the next one. Okay, if you draw Hedgehog and Suma, it's still scuffed, but it works pretty much the same. So you normal summon the Hedgehog, special the Suma. Suma summons double Crawlers, then you link them away into your, what's it called, the Construct. Then using the effect of Construct, you'll fuse into your other Construct, and then using the effect of Hedgehog and the effect of Construct here. With the effect of Construct, you'll have to send the Schism, and with the effect of Hedgehog, you can add anything you like. Let's say we want to add Squamata. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters, it's a bit different, but it's pretty much the same thing. So you'll use the effect of Construct, sending the Squamata. Then using the effect of Squamata, you can send whatever you like here. Now, either you send the Beast to draw a card, or you send the Wendy in order to set something else from your deck. So let's say we want to send the Wendy, then use the effect of Wendy, we'll set a Squamata, and we have a Man-Eater bug. Then you'll just link these two away into a Masquerena, and you'll activate the effect of Construct, adding back the Schism. So you have your Winda, your Link 4 or Link 3, whatever you like, and your Man-Eater bug. Moving on to the next one. Okay, next up we're going into 3-card combos. Now, you might think that this is highly unlikely to happen, but after you see the deck list, you might change your mind about that. So we'll start off with Girsu this time around. Using its effect, we'll send off the Mind Meld to the graveyard. Next, we'll give each other a token. And then we'll use the effect of Suma, setting the Girsu, and then use the effect of Suma to summon double Crawlers from the deck. So from here on out, we'll link away the Crawlers going into our construct. Then we can use the effect of Construct fusing with Wendy in our hand and Construct on our field. This also works with what's it called, Squamata, but it's a bit different. I'll show you later. So you fusion summon into Construct, then you use the effect of Wendy and you use the effect of Construct. With the effect of Construct, you'll send the Incarnation. With the effect of Wendy, you'll set the Hedgehog. This is pretty much the same as before. You just have to watch out for the zones. So you'll use the effect of Incarnation here, banishing it, and the Wendy going, flipping up the Hedgehog. Then using the effect of Hedgehog, we'll add the Schism to our hand. Next, and this is important to do in this order in order not to mess up the zones, you'll use the effect of Construct in the graveyard, sending the Schism. And now, because we have a World Legacy Mind Meld in our graveyard, we can link away our Construct and our Suma in order to go into the Lib. From here on out, Construct will activate, we get back the Schism to our hand. And then, because we have a World Legacy card, we can use the effect of Lib, setting the pawns to our field. Because we don't need this card in our graveyard anymore, we can banish it and then target the Construct, because it's pointing to the left at this point, in order to summon Deus Ex from our deck in its zone. So this goes there. And then we can just link away the token and the Hedgehog, because we are not using those anymore, in order to go into Masquerena. Then we can set the Schism, and this is pretty much it. So, let's go over what we have here. First of all, we have, whenever we want to go into Schism, we can summon the Winda and then destroy their Dark Monster. If nothing else, we can just remove the token, it's fine. This logs them out of special summoning. We can, whenever we want, flip up the Deus Ex in order to, well, skill drain our opponent. And then we can use the effect of IP Masquerena, linking with it and Lib. And you could also use the Construct, it doesn't really matter much. Let's say we want to go into Avramax here. So what happens here is you can use the second effect of Lib that says if this Link Summon card is sent to graveyard as Link material, you can shuffle one card on the field into the deck. This is non-targeting shuffling, so it's non-targeting, non-destruction, removal on your opponent's turn, and if you want to pour some more salt on your opponent, you can go into Unicorn and spin another card. So this is double shuffle, one-sided skill drain, and Winda. So yeah, this is probably the strongest board this deck can make. Let's go into the next combo. So basically this is the same combo as with Wendy before, but we have Squamata in our hand. Let's recap yet again. We use the effect of Girsu, send the Mind Meld, get the tokens, special summon the Suma, summon double Crawlers from the deck, then link them away. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. Just notice that this board is not that hard to make now. It does lose to hand traps, but not as hard as you might think, because you have so many follow-ups, and I haven't still figured out the choke points yet. So yeah, we'll use the effect of Construct, using it and the Squamata. We'll go into Construct. Construct will send the Shaddoll, and Squamata will send the Wendy. And I don't have to show you the same combo all over again, but yeah, Wendy will summon the Hedgehog, and then you can just banish the trap and the Wendy, flipping up the Hedgehog, adding the Mind Meld to the oh my god, the Schism to your hand, and then you perform the exact same combo as before. So yep, that's all of your combos. Let's go into the deck list. Okay, so here is the deck list. First of all, we're running double Deus Ex Krawler. This is important because it needs to be in our deck in order to resolve the Mind Meld. So if we draw one, we are still fine because the other will be in our deck, so we can still special summon it out. And also it's important for Small World, but we'll get into that later. Next we have our triple Girsu, which is our best one-card combo, so that's fine. We have triple Crawlers. You can run whichever you want here. I'm just running these for basically recursion. We have one Dendrite, which is a Foolish Burial. You can also Foolish your Shaddolls, which is extremely nice. Ranvier shuffles 2 back into our hand, so that's pretty neat because we need recursion. And then we have one Receptor, which can search us the Suma or any of the other Crawlers, so that's fine. Next we are running triple Suma because it's extremely important to our deck. Double Mathematician. You could try running 3, but this is mostly here because I need a Small World bridge, so yeah. Triple Gamma and one Driver, this is also a Small World bridge. We'll talk about Small World a bit later. Next up we have double Wendy, one Beast. One Beast is neat because sometimes you just have too many Shaddoll effects and you want to send something else to the graveyard instead of your other Shaddolls, or you basically just used up all of them, so yeah. Double Hedgehog, this is important because you could mill one of the Hedgehogs somehow or just not have access to it, so if you drew one, you can still special summon the other one from the deck and it's pretty much fine. Also, you saw that Hedgehog and Suma is still full combo, so yeah, that's fine. Double Squamata, you could also bump Shaddolls up to 3, but I don't think that's really needed. One Driver, just because we run Gamma. Double Foolish Burial Goods, now this is also pretty neat because if we don't have access to Girsu, we can use Foolish Burial Goods in order to send the Mind Melds from our deck to the graveyard, so we can still go into Deus Ex Krawler even though we didn't open the Girsu. And also, if we did open the Girsu or we opened the Mind Meld that we can discard with Barricade Borg Blocker, we can also send the Shaddoll Incarnation to the graveyard because we might have some Shaddolls left over in the graveyard from our World Legacy Survivor. Okay, next up we have a triple Pot of Prosperity. Now you might think that this is extremely stupid because we need our extra deck, but a lot of these cards are not really extremely neat, and digging for 6 more cards when your deck is full of 1, 2, 3 card combos, it's pretty insane. Next up is Small World. Now this card pretty much searches your entire deck. It's just kind of a big brainy thing to figure out how, but yeah, we'll talk about it. Next up is triple World Legacy Survivor. This card is basically your other Pot of Prosperity. You can use it to dig for any Krawler or World Legacy card. Basically the card that you need is Suma most of the time, but you could also proc the effects of your Shaddolls because the other cards get sent to the graveyard, so when your Shaddolls get sent to the graveyard by card effect, you'll get free extension. With the Squamata you get to send another Shaddoll, with Wendy you get to set one, so this is why Foolish Burial Goods is important. So you might mill some of your Shaddolls and then you can just send the Shaddoll Incarnation and then resolve the full combo with a Scuffed Hand anyways. And if you get stopped at any point, you can use this as a free extension. Next up is one Shaddoll Incarnation. Honestly, this is basically a win more card. I mean, if we end up on Wind and Deus Ex, we are pretty much fine anyways, but yeah, this does provide some extra extension, and we can send it off World Legacy Survivor, so it's pretty much neat. Shaddoll Schism, this is important. You can also send it off World Legacy Survivor. You can pick it up with any of your Shaddolls, so it doesn't really matter if it gets sent, so yep. Next up is double World Legacy Pawns. This is double in order not to send like one of them to the graveyard and have the other one in our... We'll still need one in the deck, so if we send it, it's fine. If we don't send it, it's also fine. But we should probably run double. You could, if you're brave enough, try running just one. If you draw it, it's pretty much fine. You don't have to search it off of Lib, so you can search your World Legacy Survivor for your next turn with Lib, but yeah, you don't have to run more than 2 because it's kind of a brick if you draw it. I mean, it's not brick, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So, next up, World Legacy Mind Meld. We are running doubles because sometimes we open up not that extremely well. If you open this in your hand, you can just set it and use it as an interruption if you have a face-up Krawler on the field, but this is a combo variant, not the Stolly Krawler deck. So in order to combo off with this in your hand, you'll just have to go into Barricade Borg Blocker at any point in your combo, discard this, and you'll pretty much be fine. Also, you can use Barricade Borg Blocker to get back your continuous traps in the end phase, so that's pretty neat thing to happen. Next up, we have one Qualyarch, one Synapsis. This is basically just to stall out with crawlers and have a bit of a grind game. Your Shaddoll Construct, which is a one-off, that's fine. We have one Almirage here now. If you open up, let's say, Foolish Burial Goods and an Almirage, you can pretty much do the combo where you summon the Deus Ex. You just normal summon whatever monster you have, go into Almirage, then banish the Mind Meld from the graveyard, targeting the Almirage, you get the Deus Ex Crawler. It comes up sometimes, you don't have to play this card, it's just a personal preference, I guess. Avramex is here to protect our monsters, and it's a big beater, which is pretty neat. We have double lib. You don't have to run doubles, it's just that the second effect is pretty insane. For instance, you can get over skill drains on your opponent's side of the field. If you have Lib and another monster, you can go into Unicorn, then you go like Chainlink 1 Unicorn, Chainlink 2 Lib. So Lib will spin back the skill drain, and then Unicorn can spin another card because skill drain is not on the field anymore, so Unicorn will resolve with its effect. So yeah, I think that's pretty insane, and also you can link climb into Access Code Talker, which is basically your OTK. We have one IP Masquerena. This is just for basically win more extension. One Barricade Borg Blocker if you draw bricks, so you have to discard them. One Appaloosa. Basically, most of these, if you've realized so far, are just not necessarily needed, so you can just banish them off of Pot of Prosperity. And if you have, let's say, Pot of Prosperity and World Legacy Survivor, you're digging 11 cards deep into your deck, so you're probably going to get all of your combo pieces, and also you have Small World to search whatever you're missing. Next we have one Winda, one Construct, and one Shekinaga. Shekinaga is here because most of our crawlers, well, all of our crawlers are Earth monsters, and then in the grind game you can just go into Shekinaga and then negate some stuff with it. So now finally let's go and talk about the Small World. Now here is probably the most confusing part of the video. So first of all, if you have Small World, you're probably looking for either Girsu or your Suma. And I might leave something out here, but this is non-intentional. So first of all, if you have your level 2 crawlers here, let's just mark them like so. You can reveal them with Small World, then reveal the Gamma in your deck, and then because you reveal the Gamma, you can add the Girsu. This is because all of your crawlers are level 2, which is the same as Gamma, and they share nothing else with Gamma in common. And Girsu has 0 defense, so if you have any of your crawlers, you can reveal Gamma, and because Gamma has 0 defense, you can add Girsu. This is pretty much fine. Now, also, if you have your Deus Ex in your hand, you can reveal Mathematician, and then because you reveal Mathematician, you can add your Suma to the hand. But you cannot reveal Gamma with Deus Ex. Now, Mathematician is a level 3 spellcaster, so you can, because it's Earth, it shares that in common with the Deus Ex, and then because it's Earth, it also shares only that in common with Suma. Similarly, you can use all of your level 2 crawlers if you wanted to search for Suma. You can bridge them with Mathematician, basically in the same way as before, because they share nothing else in common with the Mathematician. I'm just checking the defense right now real quick. So yeah, this is basically your search for Suma if you are missing that. Next up, if you have Wendy in your hand, you can reveal Wendy, then reveal Gamma from your deck, because Wendy is a level 3 wind psychic. So, because Gamma is also a psychic, you can reveal Wendy, reveal Gamma, then go into your Girsu. Similarly, you cannot reveal Mathematician with Wendy because they both share the level and the attack, but you can reveal Driver. And if you reveal Wendy, then you reveal Driver. Driver is a level 6 psychic, so they only share that. And Suma is also a level 6, so you can search Suma with that. I hope this isn't too confusing for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you enjoyed it, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. I bet you didn't think that crawlers could do this. Now, I really prefer them to be a grindy control deck, but this is just some really insane combo potential, so I had to share this with you guys. I'll hope you'll subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!